What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy. The Marvels happened. I already did a video showing that its opening night was a disaster. Friday, we got acknowledgement that it was the worst opening for an MCU movie ever. It took the cake. It has been ranked the third worst MCU movie on Rotten Tomatoes. As of right now, it has a fresh rating yet, but when you go to top critic stores, those are your actual critics, it is sitting at a 47% still to this day, okay? Now, we have the final weekend numbers. Weekend 1, still very hard to see how a movie's going to do. You can get average projections and stuff. We got to wait till week number 2 to see how well is this movie going to actually do. You can do all sorts of craziness on the week 1, week 2. Word of mouth sometimes sets in. We'll see where it goes. I don't think word of mouth is going to save this movie at all. Okay? But we have the numbers for the final week. This is the numbers at the end of the weekend. The Marvels comes in domestically at the box office at $47 million. Internationally, it got a $63 million. Worldwide, $110 million. I want that to sink in. Because this is the sequel to Captain Marvel, a movie that was expertly marketed, a movie that was made to, it was implied that you needed to see this movie in order to understand Endgame. This movie was given all sorts of push, but they knew that was a flop. They were manipulating how you were supposed to feel. They were manipulating what was going to go on here. They knew it was garbage. Everybody knows it is garbage. Everybody is basically accepting that this is an awful movie. And guess what? The box office shows it. Nobody went to go see this movie. This movie, reportedly, this is what they are saying. This is not taking into account marketing. This isn't taking into account reshoots. The fact that it was pushed back at least 4 years total, something like that. That's how many times it was pushed back, how long all that interest adds up. Reportedly, we're sitting at a $250 million budget. Okay? We know that this movie was cut up to all hell. It was originally supposed to be a 2.5-hour movie. It's now an hour and 45-minute movie. This movie was butchered. This movie was heavily reshot. We know that that money that was actually put into making this movie is closer to like $500 million to $600 million. It's somewhere around there. We're not going to find out until reports over in England come out a few years later. But legitimately, this movie has flopped. And you want to know what it actually flopped harder than? And all I have are the domestic numbers. I don't know where to find like the international numbers to try to track it daily. The Flash. Opening weekend for The Flash right here came in at $55 million domestically. When you go internationally, I don't think you can actually kind of tell how it started. Theatrical engagement, box office. I don't know how you say it. I think it is coming in roughly around the same area as domestically. Coming in basically right around where The Flash is domestically. Oh, not internationally is what I'm trying to say. This movie, domestically at least, did worse than The Flash. This movie is tracking worse than The Flash. This movie is, without a shadow of a doubt, MCU's lowest opening ever. Legitimately, this has opened lower than any other MCU movie, okay? And you scroll down here. Only 2 other films in the sprawling series, The Marvels, is the 33rd installment of a 15-year, have opened lower than $60 million. 2008, The Incredible Hulk, which 2008, that was a long time ago. Ticket prices were very different back then. Incredible Hulk probably is probably Shakespeare compared to what we have now. But The Incredible Hulk opened with $55.4 million. Domestically, this is worse than The Incredible Hulk. And on top of that, you go to Ant-Man with a $57.2 million. And Ant-Man was also made for less money. Incredible Hulk was made for less money. So when you get into the actual money value of everything, even though they opened up less, they probably made money still. This movie isn't going to make money. I know they're going to come out here and say, well, actors couldn't go out and promote the movie. Before they say that, I have something to bounce that off. Five Nights at Freddy's. I get it. It fell off a cliff, but it knew who it was made for. It knew the audience it needed to do. No actors were out there to promote it. This movie is a sprawling success and has basically 10 times its budget. Because again, you have to realize that the report is that this movie started making money the moment it got the Peacock deal. So everything has just been money, 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 money. This movie is a sprawling success. When you come over here to the Marvels, this movie failed epically and miserably. Then you scroll down here. They're also gonna try to start saying, hey, it's the fact that we are getting all these wonderful and superhero fatigue. It's superhero fatigue, everybody. Superhero fatigue is setting in. No such thing as superhero fatigue. They're tired of bad storytelling, bad movies, all things bad. It's not superheroes. If it was superhero fatigue, then for crying out loud, manga and all that would be dying. But you come down here. Does this mean that superhero fatigue has plagued society once and for all? Not necessarily, but this disastrous turnout for the Marvels could force a reckoning at Disney now that it's clear that the audiences aren't willing to see any old superhero movie on the big screen. No, what they're tired of is social justice. They're tired of bad storytelling. They're tired of bad movies, and that's all we have been getting. Bad movie after bad movie after bad movie. Bad show after bad show after bad show. We are sick of it. We are done watching this stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, by all accounts, enjoyable movie. People liked it. It actually did relatively well, but that was solely because of word of mouth. If the MCU was still in a good spot, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 probably would have done a whole lot better than it did. But because of all this, Disney is realizing they're in an era. I did this on my Friday video. Marvel delays Deadpool 3, Captain America 4, and the Thunderbolts. Deadpool 3, there's actually a legitimate reason to delay this movie, even though they're only delaying it about a year. It's only 50% shot. They got to get back in there. They got to start shooting again, okay? But Captain America 4 is already finished. They're delaying it because they're doing extensive reshoots, roughly 5 months worth of reshoots now for Captain America 4. We have been seeing what came out with Blade. All sorts of chaos there. We know what's happening with Daredevil. Daredevil is completely getting reshot, remade from the ground up. All new writers, all new crew, all new everything. You got MCU's crumbling down. This disaster that is the Marvels is the final nail in the coffin. This is the evidence to everybody around the world. The MCU is dead. The MCU cannot thrive anymore, and people are done. They are checked out. They don't want to be a part of it anymore. They're laughing at it, and I just gotta say, ha ha. We knew this was going to happen. We knew this was coming. We knew when you started pushing characters we didn't like. We knew when you started pushing your social justice narratives into all this that it was going to fall apart, and it was going to fall apart epically. We have made it to that point. There's no saving this at this point. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I don't know how this movie's going to turn out, but by the end of its run, I'm willing to bet that this movie is a definitive bomb for Disney. They can probably try to do all sorts of their financial fidgery duties, paying themselves to say at least it broke even. It ain't. At the end of the day, Disney's going to have to do something to solve this, and heads are probably going to roll. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now. What's going on, guys? Listen, I don't know about you, but I like to indulge in some of the liquids of
fun times, okay? And oftentimes I wake up the next day with a headache and stuff like that. And to be honest, the only way that truly helps cure these morning blues, as I would call them, would be coffee. And you know who puts out good coffee, guys? CoffeeBrandCoffee.com. Listen, Coffee Brand Coffee is an American-based company. It was founded by the Quartering. He's going out there. He just wants to sell you coffee. He doesn't want to sell you a political opinion. He doesn't care what your politicals are. He doesn't even care what your cultural opinions are, okay? He just wants to come out here and sell good American coffee sourced here in the States. It is all fantastic and amazing. You have 4,000 verified reviews. Most of them are 5-star, 4-star. People are loving this. And I don't blame them, because when you take a look at some of these flavors, you got bourbon flavored coffee. God dang, that sounds amazing. You got gunpowder green tea. I like the boom boom sticks, and I want to know what's going on right there. And when I drink CoCo, I haven't drank it in a while due to the keto diet, trying to lose some weight. But when I do drink CoCo or anything like that, I like some sweetness, I like some richness, and I like some enjoyability in my CoCo. That's why I'm taking a look over here at this rich caramel CoCo. I mean, just think of how amazing it is. And guys, if you go to Coffee Brand Coffee, which links will be in the description down below, you can use coupon code BACKTACO, one word, BACKTACO, and you can get 10% off your purchase. That's coffeebrandcoffee.com, coupon code BACKTACO.